Sanitary napkin is the basic right of women across the world, but this is not the case in India. Do you know, in India around 1 crore 34 lakhs girls are diagnosed with cervical cancer, of which 72,000 are killed every year. This is horrendous, isn't it? Especially in the rural tribal areas wherein the women use rags, dirty clothes, they use leaves in a very unsanitary manners. So, menstruation taboo in India forces girls to drop out of school. 355 million menstruation women in India, of which 32 million women drop out of school because of the menstruation and hygiene management. So the major reason is a large number of women in India has no access to sanitary napkins. Of 355 million menstruation women, only 42.6 million of women use sanitary napkins, which is only 12% of the women having access to the sanitary napkin across India.
Hello everyone, this is Team 22, Team Mohabbat. The problems we are trying to address are economic upliftment of women in the Indian rural villages, because that is why we are organizing cooperatives. The second one, sanitary pads all around the world are cheaper, but in India it is very costly, which makes it very difficult for the rural Indian woman to buy it at a cheaper cost. The third one is health. As my teammate previously mentioned, that this is a major cause which kills majority of women in rural villages. Also, the hygiene of women is at a toss because of this, and also the social stigma associated with menstruation, all the social taboo that is involved around with the whole picture. So these are the problems that our team is trying to address.
So how we will do this? So first we will do the camps in which we will tell them about the need of sanitary pads, basically hygiene problem, what they are into the hygienic problems, and how they can solve this by using sanitary pads. And we will recruit Shakti Sakhi from the group of villagers, in which she will be the sole point of contact. She will be heading sales and distribution in that village, and training more number of people in that village. That is our USP, which we'll use there in the model, and in this way we'll uplift the poor. At the same time, we will set up a manufacturing plant in which there are different set of machineries like mixer grinder, pressing machine, a mold, in which it will be really helpful for them to make a sanitary pad at home. Parallelly, it is the main concern for the villagers is the sanitary pads are very costly. So at the same time, we are making it more available to each and every villagers, as well as reducing its cost. So that is the main thing which we are solving by this model.
As my friends in my group had discussed about the obstacles of using sanitary pads, now I'd like to focus on the unique selling propositions of sanitary pads. The tagline of our sanitary pads is "From her for her," which basically means the touch and the care of the women folk for other women folk, especially in the rural areas and the women folk who doesn't know and use sanitary pads, where they will be going households to households, educating about the use of sanitary pads and why and how they need to use it for their own betterment. And some of the other USPs of sanitary pads are, our sanitary pads will be 100% biodegradable, organic and easy to dispose. Our sanitary pad will be perfume pads. Our sanitary pads will have excellent brand packaging, and our sanitary pads would be available across different channels. And our sanitary pads would be absolutely cost effective, and it would be very inexpensive so that everybody could afford. The target group are the women folk basically in the villages and the urban, where they cannot afford it or they don't know how to use a sanitary pad basically.
When told about the USP of our product, I want to discuss what are the resources we need to manufacture a low-cost sanitary napkin. So the resources we need in the rural area is workers, a semi-automatic machine, and four important materials, that is non-woven fabric, rayon, cotton, and pulp. So these are the basic major resources we need to develop or manufacture a low-cost sanitary napkin.
After we have discussed the resources needed for our social venture, now we will like our product to reach the maximum women in the country. So for that, we'll target schools, NGOs, government's help, and Anganwadis. We'll make sure that our product is reached to the maximum by the help of these partners.
So we plan to make a sustainable social venture, but as with every startup or venture, we need to have funds. Therefore, we need to raise funds. We plan to come up with a plan of raising about 1.5 lakhs. So these funds would be used for setting up a plant and buying raw materials such as cotton and the paper that is required to make it.
So this would cost around 35,000 for the raw materials, and we also need a month's salary for the workers, which would come around 15,000 to 20,000. Therefore, we need a total of 1 lakh, and hence we perceive that our venture would be running sustainably.
Plan, first of all, we'll see if this project is actually plausible in one village or not, and if it is successful, we'll carry forward this project to 5 or 6 nearby villages, and we'll encourage women to actually work for it, so that the social upliftment of village women can happen and the health and hygiene of the women can also be increased. Moreover, we'll ask for the, and again, sorry, I forgot, moreover, let's say for example, if the model project in 5 or 6 villages is actually is going on in a good way, then we'll ask for angel investors, and we'll also ask for funding from the government and the support of government and different people who are working for upliftment of the village people.
All the teammates have highlighted the various aspects of our social funding, social ventures, and the idea about it. So all the ideas come together, we have to see how much success we can get. For these two, the successes can be measured for 2 criteria. The average income of the woman would increase, and second, the number of women participating across the world would increase. So our USP would be from her, for her.